Hello YouTubers, this is my first YouTube video. It is basically the first step on how to use your Amazon Fire Stick. I'm not talking about installation, I'm talking about using it. I'm not talking about hooking up to the Wi-Fi, I'm talking about maneuvering through YouTube and playing Netflix or Hulu or playing Amazon movies. So obviously the first thing you do is you turn on your TV. Now, the new HD version has a built-in off button, on-off button, and volume on here. So if you have that, then use that button. It'd probably be here somewhere at the top. So if Amazon doesn't start up immediately the way it did for me, press any button at all on your remote. It's to just wake up Amazon because it went to sleep. So if you turn on the television and the screen is black, just press on your Amazon Fire Stick remote, any button whatsoever, anywhere on this dial, press that one, absolutely any button, and it will wake it up. This is your home screen, which is, if you are anywhere else, if you were to press this button, which is shaped as a home, would bring you here. I know I'm home because of this. Home. It is in yellow. As you can see, the other words are in different colors. Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, all these different streaming services will show you where you are. They have different ways of showing you. Sometimes there's a blue line or it's white, but it will tell you where you are. You just have to look to see what is different. So in this case, you see the word home is in yellow. It is different than the other words that are in white. So this is where I am. If I move to the right, which means this round circle right over here on the outside, this darker area here, this is your guide. It's to go up, down, left, right. And the center button is to select, but we'll get there. So if I want to go to the right, meaning to go to your videos, right? Because that is to the right, I hit the side button to go to the right. Now this, your videos, is Amazon videos, not Netflix videos, not Hulu videos, Amazon. So if you want to watch an Amazon movie, you come here. If you've rented a movie recently and it's still here, it should be here. If you bought any movies, it should be here. This is another video. I'm just showing you the basics right now. Here's movies. It's basically the same thing as your videos. It's just separated into movies. If I go right again, I'm at TV shows. Again, it's the same thing as where we were. It's just Amazon is dividing up the content, you know, what you want to watch separately, movies versus TV shows. Apps and settings, you really don't need this area in terms of like what my purpose is to show you how to navigate through here. This can be a different lesson. So now, of course, I go left to go back to home. Makes sense, right? If I'm at home and I use the right button to move, it only makes sense that I go back left. I go left to go back, right? So if I'm at home and I go to your movies or your videos or movies, I go right. And if I want to go back, I just do the opposite. I go left. Of course, the other option is to hit home. So if I'm in TV shows, I hit the home button and I go home. No matter where I am, whether I'm in Netflix or in Hulu or someplace else, if I need to come back here, if I'm lost, I don't like what movie I'm watching, I just need to get out of it, you hit home and it'll always bring you here. So the first step, as I sit down, is let's say I want to watch Hulu. Now, Hulu is about 3 button presses away before I actually hit select. What do I mean by that? So because I'm at the top at home, I have to move where? Up, down? No, down. I have to move down to go to Hulu. It makes sense, right? If I'm here at the top, if I'm here at home and I want to come here, I'm moving down. This first down, so when I push the down button, which is here. Remember the round black part? I push just the bottom part, no specific area, but just down at the bottom. It has brought me now, as you can see, home and all those options at the top are gone. It has brought me now to this first or really second layer of the home screen. This is the section where you see says learn more. It's like advertising. It's advertising for whatever new program or maybe something you weren't aware of, and it's telling you, hey, by the way, we have sports, or this movie just came out. And so it has these little dots. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means there's 6 commercials, 6 pieces of advertising. You can see it's running by itself because it was playing. The first one was about sports. The second one was a movie with Julia Roberts. And this third one here is about some game show, you know, about champions or something, some Titan stuff. So it's moving. Now it's on the third commercial. See the dot? And eventually it's going to go to the next one, to the fourth commercial, the fourth dot. Now it's advertising about Jumanji, some kid movie, right? And let's say if I want to watch the other, like, oh, I've seen the Jumanji commercial. I can hit the right button to go to the next one. See, I just moved it to the next one, even though it's not done, the ad. Now I'm on the next one. This one's advertising the Black Mirror Bandersnatch movie on Netflix. And then I hit the next one and I'm on the last dot, as you can see. And now I'm on the last commercial. So this section here are commercials. So when I'm here at home, if I move down one on my remote, I end up here in this section with all these commercials. Now, unless you want to watch commercials, I say skip it and go straight to the next row, which is Netflix, Hulu, whatever is here. Everyone's going to have different recent things. This is just your recent. So the last thing I watched was Netflix. Before that was Hulu. Before that was Bridesmaids. And I played some music here. So these are the things that I've just done in order. You can keep going down if you like. If you've got, let's say Netflix isn't up here. So if it's not up here, then you go down to where it is. You'll find it. So again, I'm at home. See if I'm pushing the home button. This is where I am. The first thing I do, and now we're at 7 minutes and 28, 29, 20, 30 seconds. The first thing, if you want to skip over, I'll make a note, 7:30. The first thing you do when you get onto your Amazon Fire Stick is you go down 2, meaning you press the down button twice. Once it gets you to this advertising row, and then the second time gets you to your most recent apps row. Now it's just a matter of choosing which one do you want. Do you want to watch Netflix? Then you hit the center button. See how it's round here on the outside? Again, this is up, down, left, right. This is to choose. If you want something, push the middle button. That's to select it. That's to say, I want this. So if I want to go to Hulu, which is to the right of Netflix, that's my right, I push the right side of this round guide here. And it gets me to Hulu. Makes sense, right? If I go left, I'm back at Netflix. If I go right, I'm at Hulu. So I want Hulu. So remember, I hit the center button. And now Hulu's going to start. Give it a second. Actually, there was a glitch. I was at somebody's house and there was a glitch and it wasn't working. It just sort of was frozen in a black screen, but I knew it came on because it had a logo on the bottom right-hand corner of like HGTV or whatever it was. Just get out of it. Again, hit the home button to get out and then try again. I just kept doing that until I got back in. So if there's any glitches, just try that. So I'm going to find, so just by going up and down, right? If I'm at, that looks like it's at the top. It says who's watching. It wants to know who's watching. You can create different profiles. Again, that can be a different video. There's 3 profiles, Alice, Sis, and Mom. So if I, Alice, want to watch something that I've already watched, I will go to my profile. That way it saves everything that I've seen lately. So I don't have to start all over or try to find it. Same thing with Sis. I created a profile for her. So when she logs into Hulu, she goes to her profile and she finds her latest TV shows. Same thing with Mom. Mom is going to have different TV shows than Alice and Sis. So here's the remote, and it started with Alice. As you can see, remember when I was telling you at the beginning how Amazon's home was yellow or orange or whatever you want to call it, and then the other colors were white. So Hulu here is telling you where you are with this yellow orange bar. So Alice is not changing color. Alice is still white, sis is white, mom is white, but there's a bar at the top, so you know this is where you are. So if I want to go down to mom, how many moves do you think I need to go and in which direction? If Alice is at the top and mom is at the bottom and sis is in the middle, that looks like 2 moves down. 1, 2. So you go to your remote and you go to that round guide that you have, right? That go up, down, left, right. And you push the down button twice. Once goes to sis. Second time goes to mom. And of course, as we've learned, to select when you want to pick something, when you want to see something, when you want to open something, you hit the center button. And it's talking about new voice control. This is probably because it's the first time I picked mom's profile here in Hulu again. We're not going to hit learn more, since learn more is here and okay, got it is to the right. There's that orange line. We're going to go to the right once. And we're going to hit the center button. And we're going to basically dismiss the message. I don't need it right now. We can look at that on some other video. So here I am to Hulu's home. How do I know I'm in home? Because it says home. See how it's white? This is white, but it's not as prominent. It's not as bright. These are a little lighter and there's no words underneath. This one says home, so you know you're home. So if I hit the right button, it's going to take me to, back up a little bit. I forgot about the filler. Okay, so this is home, except where we are right now is lineup. So Hulu is a little bit more difficult. You just have to learn and sort of realize where you are by just like looking at the differences. Okay, so we are in home, but then we are also, it's got a little subcategories. Then we are under lineup, and then we are under Alana. I know this because home is highlighted. Lineup is also a little brighter than keep watching. Not by much, at least not in the video. Maybe you could see it right here. You can see that lineup is brighter. And then you see this line above Alana. So if I move down, you see the line moves. Now it's to the next show. See, the line is moving, or really it's moving the words. The shows are moving up, really, not the line. So I just keep going down. I'm still under lineup. These are just shows that Hulu are maybe like suggesting for you to watch. So I want to go to keep watching, which is next to lineup. So let's say there's something that I watched earlier that I want to see again. So I need to take this line to get it to keep watching. So I went down quite a bit. So I'm going to go back up, obviously. Oh, I got to keep watching. I got to keep watching. Really, when I first enter Hulu, it starts here. This is where it starts. It's under home and lineup, and in the first movie or TV show is going to be selected by this blue line. So as soon as you're here, if you go up, you see that now you're on lineup. And then if you go to the right, you're on keep watching. So it now lists all your shows that you watched. So if you hit the down button, I'll go to Fixer Upper. If I hit down again, I'll go to The Young and the Restless. If I hit down again, I'll go to Good Morning America, The View. I'm keep going down. This is all the keep watching. It's just keeping track of all the things that I've seen with the most recent on top. And then there's only room for so many, and then it says all watch history. Hopefully you don't need to go that far back. So I'm going to go back. I like this button, this back button. It's different than home. Back just means get me out of what I'm currently in, but don't leave the app that I'm in. So I'm still in Hulu. I don't want to leave Hulu. If I leave Hulu, I hit home. If I just want to go back to just the previous thing I did, just like the one step I did wrong, then I just go to this sort of U-turn button. Home button is really for like, get me out of here. I don't want to be in Hulu. I don't want to be in Netflix. I'm wrong. Like, I'm lost. Just get me back home. Start me from the beginning, and I'll take you all the way back home to Amazon. That's if you're completely lost and you just want to get out. That's for home, okay? If you just need to go back to the previous step because you've pushed too many ups and downs and lefts and rights, but you don't want to leave. You know you're in Hulu and you don't want to leave Hulu. You just want to stay there. Just hit this U-turn button and it'll just take you back just a little bit, just enough to maybe when you can start over again. So there's a lot going on in Hulu. I just showed you where the lineup is. So right now it's at home. See how it's shaded in? Now I'm at home. I know I said I was in home earlier and I was mistaken. See how it's shaded in? Now I am in home. So if I go to the right, I will go to live TV. And if I go to the right again, I go to my stuff. Now, this is the one, I have an extra plan with Hulu where I pay for regular channels and I can DVR, record things. You might not have this, so you're not going to have all this like TV shows, manage DVR and whatnot. So if I'm here at home and I want to keep watching something, I go down, see if I hit the down button, I'm in lineup. If I go to the right, I'm at keep watching, and I'll go down and I want to watch, the kitchen. So I hit the select button and it'll start playing. Give it a minute, it's loading. Sometimes a bad internet connection. Or maybe it just doesn't work and you have to start all over again, which is fine. You just hit this U-turn button, like a back button, not the home button. If there's just a glitch in the internet, just do that. So here's the kitchen. And you can pause if you have to use the restroom. And then push the same button to play it again. See those two lines right there? Those two lines that go up and down, that means pause. And then see this arrow that's pointing to the right? That means play. So this is both the play and the pause button. So I've already seen the beginning of this, but not the whole episode. So if I want to fast forward, I hit this button. Down here is really easy. These buttons only do one thing. So this is the forward. As you can see, it's moving forward. It's fast forwarding. I'm moving it until I get somewhere. It goes pretty slowly, which is nice. So you can kind of, and then the second I see something I want, I can hit the play button and it'll play right away. Oh, I've already seen this one and I want to go a little further, but not too fast. Maybe I just start, it was right here. So it's just a few steps. So if I want to go just a few steps forward, I use the round button to go just a little bit forward. And then I select, or I can hit play. They both work. But basically this bottom row here, this is for rewind. This is obviously what I said, play and pause, and this is fast forward. This bottom row only does one thing. The other buttons can do other things. So I'm bored. I don't want to watch the kitchen anymore, but I don't want to leave Hulu. Do not push the home button. You want to get out of what you're watching, but you don't want to get out of Hulu. Do not push home. Home is not for that. Hit this back button, this U-turn. And now it's taking me back here. It's going to be in the keep watching section. And it's going to have the blue line over the kitchen because this is the last thing I saw. And you remember Fixer Upper was on top, so now it's second, right? Because I just watched the kitchen. Just explore, move up. Now I'm in home. And if I go to the right, see how it's white? That means I'm home, that I'm here. And if I select the center button, it makes a big mess. It moves everything around, and I didn't even mean to do this. So don't do that. Don't hit the center button when you're at something that you don't want to actually play. So only hit the center button when you actually want to select something. That's really the only job of this center button, is when you see something you want to select it. If you're at home, there's no reason to push this. It does nothing for you that's good. You're just going to get lost. So I want to go to live TV. So I went to the right because it's to the right. So Hulu's going to automatically play a random channel, maybe the last channel I watched, I don't know. So Hulu right now is playing channel 7 for me. And you see how there's still words around, and it's not letting me actually see what's on the TV. Like, why are all these things down here? Like, how do I make this go away, right? Well, you've selected live TV. So what Hulu's doing is just picking a channel, in this case, channel 7, and it's just going to start playing as if you were just turning on the TV at home. The TV would just be on. But Hulu wants to tell you, hey, yeah, the TV is on, but you haven't selected anything. So tell me where you want to go. Right here, it tells you live guide. This downward arrow is telling you, you push the down button to get the live guide, to tell you what you can watch that's live right now. If your girlfriend calls you and says, hey girl, put on channel 7, put on channel 2, you want to go to your live guide so you can find that channel so you and your friend can watch the same thing. So as soon as you go to live TV, so let's start over. We were at home. See how it's filled in white? This is where I am. If I want to go to live TV, I go once to the right. Then as soon as I'm here in live TV, as you can see, it's still like filled in. There's still some stuff down here. I'm not done yet. Go to live guide, hit the down button. And now I'm getting the guide. Now I get a list of all the TV shows that I can watch right now that's live at this moment. Now Hulu tries to be helpful, and it's showing you your recent channels, right? So channel 7, I was just on there. There was also Food Network, CBS, A&E, and so on. There's a list of them. And currently where I am is, see as how this is darker? This isn't that dark. This isn't, see, it's box. There's a box right here. This is where I am. So if I select this center button, I'm going to start playing this show on ABC called Popcorn with Peter Travers. But I don't want that. I don't want my recent channels. I want something I haven't seen yet. So if I'm here and I want to go to all channels and it's up, you push the up button. And now I'm here because you see now there's a line. So I still need to go to all channels. So if I'm here at recent channels and I want to go to all channels, I move one to the right on my control, to the right. Now I'm on all channels. Now I hit the down button because I'm still here because of the orange. I want to come down. I want to see all the channels. So I push the down button and see how it's dark. It's now saying that if I push the center button, I'm going to start watching this live PD rewind show. And if I go down again, now that's Eyewitness News at 5. Here's ABC News Live, Popcorn with Peter Travers. Here's Adult Swim, Dragon Ball Super. It's a cartoon for adults. Here's Animal Planet, The Crocodile Hunter. If I keep going down, I'm hitting the down button because I want to scroll and find something. I love it. Here it is. It is NBC Undercover Boss. See how it's blackened out? Darker than all the others. See, it's not as dark. It says it's from 5 to 6 o'clock and has 23 minutes left. So I can play this right now and I will watch it. And of course you hit the center button. The center button plays it. Just give it a second for it to load. And it might start with a commercial. You might be in the middle of a commercial. And there you go, I called it. There's an ad, and we have to watch it. This is live TV. You're watching it with the same as somebody else who's at home watching live television, like cable if they have DirecTV or whatever. They're watching this, so you can't fast forward because it hasn't been played yet. So you can't move around. You can pause it if you have to use the restroom or take a phone call. And you can see how this is green. I can rewind if I want to all the way back, whereas like your friend at home, if they don't have the proper setup, they wouldn't be able to rewind. But you can. So I'm pausing it. And of course it's still playing, right? If somebody's at home and they're watching it. It's still playing, but I paused it to go to the restroom. And so if it's still playing, it's showing you here. This is where I am is the white and the green is the show. So it's going a few minutes ahead of me because I'm talking and I'm on the phone and I use the restroom or I'm cooking. And now, of course, if I want to go ahead and play, I push this button. It's the only button that does play and pause. That's all this button does. It has two jobs, but in essence, one. It stops and starts. So I'm going to hit play to start my show. So of course, if I want to leave here, I can. Again, just this little rewind button to go back. And the last thing I saw was the guide to live TV. So if I hit, remember I showed you that symbol at the bottom that showed you if I push down, it gives you the guide to all of the live TV. And again, I'm at recent channels. Just move around and play and see what happens. And if you get lost, if you don't like where you are, just hit this button once. Hit it again, hit it again. Just hit this rewind button, this U-turn button until you get out of where you are. But you don't want to leave Hulu necessarily. You just want to get out of whatever TV show you're watching. Remember, home is if you just hate where you are, you don't want to be at this show, you don't want to be at Hulu, you don't want any of it, you want to start all over like as if you just turn on the TV for the first time, you hit the home button. Give it a second, and it brings you to home. And of course, your most recent now, as you just saw probably, you saw that Hulu is now first, whereas Netflix was first. They just switched. And again, we're back at home. There's the yellow. All that is white. You're at home. You're back up here after you hit home. So again, to get to Hulu, I said at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, I said from home to here to Hulu or Netflix, you skip the advertising. So you go 1, 2 steps, 1, 2, down, of course. And then you hit the center button to select Hulu and give it a second and it opens up. It opened up fairly quickly. It usually doesn't do that. So that is a 30-minute tutorial on how to use Amazon Fire Stick after the install, after, Wi-Fi setup, just how to maneuver through it, how to use Hulu. Netflix is a little easier, but it's just the same gist. I will put on more videos on Hulu. When you pay for the additional plan to have regular TV channels, there's a lot more involved. There's things that you can record. I can do a Netflix video eventually. I'll do an Amazon specific video eventually. But this is just an initial how to get into your Amazon Fire Stick and get to Hulu and start watching shows. So I hope you liked it and I didn't bore you too much. And yeah, thanks for watching.